For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, we are live and amplified. So let's get ready to podcast.
Fire it up.
Welcome, everybody, to another live and amplified livecast. I'm your host, Tom Quiet, and we are back at it again with another amazing podcast. Today, we have a very special guest. We have Shandy and Eva. How's it going today, y'all?
Hi, it's going great.
Glad to have you guys on the podcast. We were talking a little bit before we jumped on here how it feels like this podcast has been in the works for a while, and I went back and looked at my calendar. And I think we were originally supposed to do this back in June, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's correct. Yeah. June or July. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just one of those things where I was going through some family medical stuff and you guys were gracious enough to reschedule. And then I think we were supposed to do it last week. And then you guys asked if we could move it to this week because you had the new release coming out on Friday. And so I'm just glad we were able to get you guys on and start, and talk a little bit. So. How first off,
we're very happy too.
Yeah,
we finally made it happen. That's great.
Awesome. And so first off, before we kind of jump into the new single and everything you guys got going on, where are you guys located at currently?
We are in Poland right now, where I am originally from.
Okay.
We are based in Warsaw at the moment, so the capital of Poland. But this weekend, right now, we're connecting with you from the mountains area, so the south of Poland. We're playing a show here tomorrow night, and so greetings from the countryside, the mountains, and very beautiful region of Poland.
I do have to go and visit Poland because my grandpa is from Poland, so it's I
was going to ask you about this because of your last name.
Yep. My dad used to fly all the time, and anytime somebody was from Poland, they'd always ask him or mention how they loved his last name because it was so beautiful. And I was like, well, I'm not from Poland, so I don't quite get that, but yeah.
So now you know what it means, right?
Yes, flowers, correct?
Yes,
yeah.
Flower, yeah.
Flower, yeah. That's the one of the Polish things that my grandpa taught me was what the last name means. So, but yeah, no, I do need to get there and visit it. And supposedly we have like a great uncle, or like we still have some like extended family that lives out there. So,
great.
But like I said, I'm really excited to have you guys on the podcast. First off, what brought you guys together? Let's talk about that story, because you guys met in a not normal circumstances, I guess is the best way to word that.
So we both went to Los Angeles to study music about 6 years ago now. And we both applied to Los Angeles College of Music, which is located in Pasadena, California, just like 20 minutes away from Los Angeles, the capital.
Downtown
LA, sorry. And we just hit it off right away. We started doing music very early in our studies. We started originally with Eva doing her original songs, while I would accompany her on percussion or drums when it was needed. And from there, we developed the duo that we have today. So
yeah, I remember like one of those first gigs. You said like, "How about I sing a harmony with you?"
Yeah, to make it more interesting. And then people started, liking it.
And it turned out that our voices really work well together, and we wanted to work on this craft. And this is how the duo started developing. Yeah. You should say where you're from.
Oh yeah, I'm originally from Curacao, which is located in the Caribbean, off the coast of Venezuela. Okay. It's a very small island, and
beautiful island.
Yeah, beautiful island, very warm all year round. So I'm kind of missing that at the moment because it's getting cold here. But I hope to visit soon. Yeah.
I was going to say, it's got to be a complete culture shock for you to kind of experience all these extreme season changes, being that you're from the Caribbean and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah.
So like it.
Yeah, I like it.
So obviously you guys both met while you were studying at in Los Angeles, but what were your individual motives for going to Los Angeles? And we can start with whoever wants to.
Should start?
Yeah.
Well, I think I wanted to go somewhere to study. I wanted to go abroad. And I think what brought me, across the ocean all the way to the US was that I listened since I was early in my early teenage years. I got interested in songwriting. And I really, I was listening to music that not only came from the US, of course, but there were many, many songwriters that really influenced me that were from United States, like Johnny Mitchell, Nora Jones, Brandy Carlisle. These are some of like my influences that I love them and all of their music even until now. And I just thought like, wow, I want to study with some people that maybe met them, played with them, and do some of this American songwriting. So I think that was my main motive to go there and explore. And somebody just recommended to me California and this particular college, and so it was just I don't know, kind of meant to be, I guess. That's how I landed in LA. Mm-hmm.
For me, it was completely different. I was always a very curious child. And throughout my childhood and my teenage years, I always wanted to know what was out there. Because this is a very small island, beautiful island, of course. But for me individually, I was always seeking like this, like external, maybe like, I don't know, existential kind of, what if I actually, go out and explore the world? So I just, by luck, just Googled the Los Angeles colleges of music in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles College of Music was the first one to pop up. Sorry, and I just applied and I got in, and then I had a month to get all of my affairs in order, which means getting a student visa, preparing, packing, get everything organized and then step on the plane to.
I guess we were very lucky to meet at the same time and place,
yeah.
Because
I almost didn't make it.
Yes, because I remember we had very different experiences applying, because I did early applications. Everything was like planned. I already knew when I'm going like a half a year in advance. But Shandy did. I think when you Googled it, you were telling me that they said applications still open because they didn't get, I think, a full year, and it was like late August, I think.
Yeah. School started in October, like beginning of October. So I was just running around.
Wow, that's crazy. And then you guys finally, and this was, you said about 6 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And you guys have been playing together ever since?
Ever since, yeah.
Awesome.
Ever since.
Let's kind of take even a further step back a little bit before we jump into the new single and stuff. Who originally got you into music, or what was your origin story when you first started want to play music and stuff like that?
So I come from a very musical family. My mother is a vocalist. My father is an all-around musician and director of a choir. So I grew up around music, and in general on the island, music is kind of a way of life. You always have music everywhere, a lot of percussion instruments, and you go to a party, everybody starts singing and playing or dancing, everything like that. So I really grew up around music a lot. And I was around maybe 6 or 7 years old. I just picked up an instrument called a two-tone block, which is just like beep beep boop boop beep beep, that kind of instrument.
Yeah.
And my father was like, I need somebody to keep the time, and I guess I kept the time well enough that he was like, all right, you got the job. So since I was 7 years old, I was just going around in my parents' choir at the time. Yeah. And just playing in churches, playing at cultural events, flying to some certain countries for cultural exchange. So that's how I got started in music.
My turn now.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, my family is not as musical, I think, as yours, but well, somewhat musical because I still like, my mom works in totally different field, but my father is an actor and he also sings, and he used to, sing like in a band and then play some guitar when he was younger. And I remember when I was very little, I saw him, I think, play or sing, just at home, or when it was like family or friends gathering. And I just thought, well, I wanna play guitar. So I started when I was around 7 or 8. I went to a music school in Poland, and I went for a classical guitar study, and I finished that school. But I think that I knew that I wanted to do something connected to music, of course, but a little different. So when I was telling you earlier that I started exploring songwriting and more of singing and playing and singing when I was a teenager, this is how I found myself more, I think, more than in classical guitar. So I have a classical guitar background, which helped me a lot, definitely, and I love that I did that. Play Bach and all the classical pieces, and but and it definitely influenced me as well in my playing. But later on, I discovered that I really want to sing, and what I like singing best is my own originals. So yeah.
Nice. Ava, you kind of already answered this question, so it'll probably be a little bit more for Shandy, but who are some of your musical influences growing up?
Oh, wow. So fun fact, Curacao is a very like melting pot society. You have different ethnicities and different cultures that just blend. And it's funny because it's such a small island, but the influences there are vast. So I grew up listening to a lot of Afro-Cuban, Latin music, of course, music from the island as well. This is something that also influenced me a lot in my playing. And then later on, when I started to pursue music as more than just a hobby, I really got in. I was lucky enough to study with some of the best musicians on the island that actually guide me as well on the more US kind of, pop, maybe funk, some jazz, some, right? And I must say, to name one influence is just, I don't think of it as a specific artist or specific band. I think of it more as genres, as music genres. So when I am singing and when I'm playing, because I sing and play percussion or drums at the same time, right? I have influences of course, Latin music, Afro-Cuban music, music from my own island, some pop influences as well, like maybe 80s, 90s, late 90s pop and stuff like that. So this is the best way that I can put it, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then Ava, was there anybody else that kind of influenced you?
Who did I mention? Well, I must mention, one of my teachers, a great guitarist, jazz guitarist, and also a songwriter, Adam Levy, whom I was very lucky to study with, when I was in LA. I think now he's back at East Coast, yeah.
York, yeah.
But these couple years when we were a few years we were living in LA, he was there as well, and I was very lucky to study with him, and we became friends. We collaborated on some of our songs. He recorded guitar for us as well, and he's an amazing songwriter and guitar player, so definitely a big influence, like later on, when I already was starting my career as a musician.
Nice. And so, like we had mentioned earlier, you guys have been playing together for about 6 years now. When you guys started collaborating, what was the original idea for the group?
Wow. I think we did not have like a concrete idea. at the beginning because we didn't know what it would become. Like as in the first time, I remember the first gig we ever had together, where I think it was me, you, and our dear friend that we met in Los Angeles,
Seth Coyle,
which is very dear guitar player, friend of us. And the idea was I would just accompany her. She just wanted musicians to help her out to play her original songs. And then little by little, we kind of just figured it out along the way how to kind of mold it and change it.
Well, you didn't let it show at first, but then it turned out that you do have your original songs as well.
Yeah, I was kind of
very good arranging ideas.
I mean, she's a great songwriter. So I was really like, oh no, I want her to see these, weird songs that I wrote, but we made it work, I guess. At
somehow
yeah.
it worked together. Yeah.
You guys have some amazing songs out right now. Like I've been listening to your playlist all last night and this morning as I was trying to warm up my vocals because I woke up this morning and I just could not speak whatsoever. And I'm like, oh no, I got to figure out how to warm up these vocals because if we have to reschedule this again, it's not going to be good. And so I was just kind of listening to listening through the track list this morning as I was drinking as much water as humanly possible, trying to stay hydrated, So your most recent single, Where My Heart Belongs, what's the story behind that?
This song was written a while ago already, and it developed, I think, over the last year, I would say.
Yeah.
And the first idea for a song like this was when we were moving from US to Europe. And I thought it would be great to have, like a travel song, kind of behind the scenes music video. When we travel, we play at different places, we meet with people, and it's a song about growing up, making your own decisions, and about a journey, not only like traveling, but also, your travel through life. And I hope that it's pretty universal when it comes to this meaning, and everybody can find something in the lyrics for themselves.
It's an amazing song. And you said you wrote it about a year ago, right?
Yeah.
I think 2018, right?
No, a little later, I think.
Oh.
Maybe nearly some time ago already, over a year ago for sure. Yeah. It's just, it was waiting for to be honest, we kind of put it on hold and kept this song for a good moment. Also because of the pandemic, and I guess everybody's life was a little bit on hold. So
I can't believe a year and a half later we're still talking about the pandemic and everything that it's done. When it first happened, it was like, okay, it's gonna be a short thing, and a year and a half later, here we sit. So
I know.
It's crazy. And so you said you put it on hold for a little bit. How long ago did you record Where My Heart Belongs? Or was that all part of, how long ago did you record it?
So because of the pandemic, it took a while to get all the musicians that we wanted to record the track. So we had to send it to one person first. They recorded, then we get the track, we put it together and send the other person, then they put it. So it's like a collection of
to answer your question, it was like over the summer this year. So just a couple months ago. And over the transatlantic of course collaboration, and we were recording with our friend, a bass player here in Poland who plays with us often, but also some of the musicians and some of our best friends that live in LA and from US, Brazil. So we have international collaboration. And this was kind of I guess many people make music and record records right now like this. We would do basic tracks, send it to the guitar player, send it to this person, that person, and then we put everything together. And for the music video, we recorded, we had a mini tour this past summer through Luxembourg here in Europe. And so we did some footage during that travel and shows, and then we used some of the footage from our concerts, live concerts, also from LA,
yeah,
and from different places and times. I guess we want to put it in timeline so that it's very versatile, and
it's kind of like a memory book.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Film.
Did you guys shoot the music video yourself, or
my little brother.
It's yeah,
little brother. I mean, he's now almost 19,
yeah.
and he just started studying graphic design, and he's really into cinematography and filmmaking. Taking pictures, so he really, this past year, he really wanted to work with us, and he worked with quite a lot of artists now, and made music videos and photo shoots. So we were very happy to work with my brother, and I must say I'm very proud of him. He did a great job.
It is an amazing music video. It was one of those things I've always get really interested watching independent musicians' music videos, because I mean, you guys could attest to it ranges from not that good to some of the most amazing work I've ever seen. And the music video for Where My Heart Belongs is one of the best music videos I've seen from an independent artist. So
thank you so much. Thank you.
Like it just put me in a moment, like not a specific moment, but just a moment. And I was like, I get it now. Like, I get the song, I get it all. Perfect. That's what I enjoy.
Perfect.
So
That's what we're going for. Thank you so much.
So, who was like the creative driver behind the music video? Was it mainly y'all's idea, or was it your brother's idea? Who's the creative driver?
It was my brother.
I need to say it was Victor. My brother. He was definitely the driver before we even started shooting, because he went with us like on the road for that road trip to Luxembourg, and we planned to do some footage over there. And before we went, we just sat down and we were like, we have the song, we really want to put it out finally, and our idea of a music video is to have it kind of from the road.
I think we showed him a specific music video. This one is a music video by artist Brandy Carlisle.
Yeah, the one that I mentioned. Yeah, they have the song Dying Day, and they have a video. I mean, similar. Ours is now very different. I think, but our inspiration for the music video was from that video, Brandy's, from years ago. And this is it's kind of like behind the scenes, from the road.
Life as a musician on the road.
So this was our inspiration. We showed it to my brother, and then Victor just took it from there, and he had some great ideas, and he was directing it really as we were filming.
Nice. And let's talk about switching music from English to Polish, because I've noticed you have some English speaking songs and you've also got some Polish speaking songs. Was that always kind of the idea, or is that just something that kind of came naturally?
So I think when we started, when we were in Los Angeles, it was mainly English songs. I've had maybe one or two Polish songs in there, just, like as a, I'm from Poland, now I'm going to sing a Polish song for y'all. Yeah. So we did that for a while. And then once we started to come to Poland, because we were coming here for quite a while before we actually moved here, on and off. I mean,
like we were holidays for vacation.
And then we would just say, you know what, maybe let's do. We need more Polish songs so we can balance it out a little bit,
and to connect with the audience even more. Right?
So it kind of grew more and more, and little by little, we're adding more Polish songs to the set as well, which for me is a challenge because I have to sing in Polish.
You're doing great, though.
I mean, oh my!
Since Shandy started, singing in Polish, people right now we moved here, so she actually understands a lot, right? And can communicate on like basic level. I must say that it's really good right now. But when we started singing in Polish, you just have this great musical ear, and when you were singing, people didn't even know that she wasn't a fluent speaker. And then after the show, they would come up and start speaking very fast. And she's like, no, I actually don't speak.
I have no idea what. Sometimes I don't even understand to fully what I'm singing about because I'm just focused on, pronouncing the word correctly. Because Polish is harder than people think.
Oh yeah. I've tried to learn Polish before, and my brain just cannot comprehend. Maybe one of these days I'll try and pick it back up, because now that I'm older, I have the ability to like sit there and focus. But when I was younger, it just wasn't going to happen. So, Shandy, you're kind of are you finally at that place where you're understanding what you're singing about when you do the Polish songs, or are you still very much just trying to get the pronunciations right? Like, where are you kind of at?
Yeah. So when Eva first presents the song, of course, when we're writing the music and she's writing the lyrics in Polish, I mean, I'm not helping at all in that process. So she just presents the song to me and she's like, okay, the chorus means this, and she goes line by line. By the time she gets to the last line, I'm already freaked out enough that I completely forgot what the previous lines are about. But now, because I understand the language a little bit better, and I can I'm at the process that I can translate in my head the meaning of a word or a sentence or a phrase in a song or something like that. And this moment actually helps a lot, because I don't have to always rely on Eva to help me understand or speak. I do speak a little bit, but like a 5-year-old for now.
Hey, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's talk about the writing process and how you guys kind of approach writing music. What is the process for the group when you sit down to write music?
This is a funny one. Not funny, but like
it depends. It's always different. I feel like it's different with every song.
It is, yeah, it's
right?
different. I think we're still trying to figure it out, to be honest with you, because at the beginning we would go separately. She would just write her songs, and I would work on my songs, and then we come together and we give each other pointers.
Yeah, we just exchange ideas, So it still works like this sometimes. I need to. I really like this space, and sometimes I need room and like total silence. And usually when I'm alone somewhere, I just close myself off and write. And then Shandy is really good at taking it to the next level. So when I feel like that the song is finished, I show it to Shandy, and she's really good at just arranging it in a way, not maybe making a full arrangement for the record already, but just saying like, maybe we can extend the bridge, or like, how about changing this melody a little bit, or putting a different groove. So I'd say that most often I prepare like a skeleton, and then Shandy puts it in together and helps me to make it like better shape. But we did write a couple of songs just from scratch to get set down together and finished it together. But I would say it happens less often.
I think, and the good thing is that we actually respect each other's process. I mean, sometimes we do get in arguments. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie. We do get in arguments like, no, we should do it like this. No, why do we do it like this? I want to keep it like this. Yeah. And then we got to like step back and then come back and view the situation again. But generally, we always make sure that we respect each other's process. And, it just, I think this is the best way for us to move forward. Is the level of respect amongst the musicians and also friends.
I think that's why it has been working so far. And, we've been playing together and creating as well.
Awesome. Awesome. And then where are you guys kind of at creatively right now? Obviously, you just released your newest single, but where are you guys kind of at right now?
We really want to do our next studio album.
I think we are in the process
Um,
of.
Yes, we definitely
Yeah.
have material to put out the new second album.
Mhm.
And we've been wanting to do it actually since the first one was released, I think. We keep gathering material, of course, but yeah, so our debut studio album was released 2 years ago.
Mhm.
And I feel like this is good timing. We definitely have material, as I said, and we were already thinking about it last year, but pandemic again.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also because it would be we are the engineer and producer that we work with that collaborated with us on the first album and every single we've put out so far. Chris Gorski, he actually, we love his idea of doing a live recording, which is basically instead of just sending the track to musicians, right? So they can record. We just have the band come in and then do it everything at once. So you can kind of get, the live vibe.
Yeah,
and this is what we are striving
nice to send tracks to each other. It's good that it's been working, right? We did recordings like this, but for this record, we are prepared with the new material. I must say that, but we just want to get people together and meet for a week or two and record. Yeah, that's our idea. But this is definitely
in the making,
and it's gonna happen next year. Yeah.
Awesome. We love doing live recordings, live and amplified. That's kind of how we got our start, was doing live recordings, just because it gives a more authentic representation of what you're going to hear when you go to a live show. Because, I was getting sick and tired of listening to these bands that had studio albums that sounded nothing like their live sets. And so you're like listening to this band, it's like, oh, I love this. And then you go to their live set and it's just not that. And I'm like, come on, really? So it's always interesting, but anyways, so you're working towards the next studio album. Do you have any other singles in the works that you're looking to release, or are you guys kind of done for the year as far as releasing music?
I think as far as releasing, probably we are done for this year. I mean, it's only 2 months left right now of this calendar year, but we definitely are going to prepare the next single for the beginning of 2022.
Nice.
And then we are in the process right now of creating a timeline and some deadlines for ourselves for next year. Working towards the next album. So there will be definitely another single first half of the year, maybe 2, and one of them promoting the release of the new album.
I'm so excited.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear the new music coming out at the beginning of the year. You mentioned earlier that that you're getting ready to do a live show tomorrow. How often do you guys usually play live shows? When there isn't a pandemic, it's hard. How often do you guys play shows?
We have been really lucky when we are, everywhere, wherever we were in the States, in California. I think we played shows in Minneapolis because we also have friends there, in Poland here, also in Curacao. We were very lucky to be given the opportunity to play our own concerts in certain places and in very beautiful theaters sometimes, and very nice places like nice coffee shop, even clubs. So how often of course, because of pandemic, it diminished drastically. And we are just getting started, getting back into playing live, maybe once a month, maybe.
I would say
Yeah.
like we've been like since the beginning of summer. I think like every other weekend or more often we're able to play,
we were
which
able
is
to play,
really good.
which is really good because we
And,
know that a lot of our friends are struggling, right?
It's still the majority of the world is still very closed
Mhm.
off when it comes to
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
live shows. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And that's unfortunate. You know, but luckily things are starting to open back up. I know where I'm at. I'm in Central Texas now in the US, and shows have been going on pretty regularly for about 6 months now, I want to say. So like pretty consistently. But other than that, I haven't really seen that many big shows pop up. So that's still kind of an interesting turn of events. But hopefully next year. But I said that last year, so
Yeah.
but at least there's some live shows going on, so I'm really optimistic about all that. Let's take a step back from music for a second in general. So when you need to take a break and just kind of decompress or disconnect from everything, what are some of your hobbies? What do you do to kind of step away from everything?
Me first.
Yeah, I mean,
you
I
can
know
start with whoever wants to.
I know the answer to what she does all the time, but you do it. Go for it.
I love sports, you know,
Okay.
so music and sports, they've been my two passions for my whole life. There was a time in my life when I was younger than that I was training, practicing tennis really a lot in my teenage years, and I was actually taking it very seriously. But then, music prevailed on this.
To put it nicely, I mean, she's putting it nicely. She's just really good at everything she does. That's all. She touches something, she just works crazy hard.
Nice.
Just,
But I love to wind down, go for a run or a walk. I really love nature, and whenever I have a chance, whenever it's sunny and nice out, I just go and try to make time to just do some sports or at least take a walk or a short run.
For me, it's the opposite. I love movies, and
The opposite means staying inside.
Yeah, I actually love the view from inside. If you look at nature from the inside, you just kind of observe it from a perspective. No, I try to stay healthy. I do the bare minimum that I need to do to stay healthy. But for me, it has to be completely just immerse myself in movies, TV shows, and
you are very knowledgeable about this.
I mean, not because when you say knowledgeable, like I'm not really like I didn't go back in time to I don't know the best classics and stuff like that, but. For now, I'm just
your movies.
Yeah.
You can, when you need a recommendation, like okay, what to watch tonight, or like about
well, not anymore because we've been busy. Don't let people think that I don't do anything. I don't do my job.
What's a good movie that you've watched recently or within the last few months?
Wow. Well, that's the thing. I told her because we've been working so hard. I didn't have time to really watch, but we did.
We are actually part-time music teachers, both of us. So we teach a lot right now. Since the beginning of the pandemic, we taught a lot online. Now we are happy to be back and meeting in person with our students. But we teach during the week, and then we play
a movie that we saw recently. We went to see the new James Bond movie.
Oh yes,
okay.
And this was the first time I think, or the second time in the movie theater.
Yeah, since
I don't know. I think 2 years ago. Yeah, since before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this was quite an experience because it's been a while.
Yeah,
I really like the new James Bond.
I mean, there are some like mixed reviews. Like either you like it or you don't like it.
Yeah.
Like I think this is like two sides of the coin.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, but I hear good things. So
Gotcha. He brought something different to the role. That's what people are saying. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fair. So movies and sports. That's Sounds perfect.
Pretty much it, yeah.
Do you ever watch sports on TV? Is that some?
Sometimes I think maybe you more often
I
than me.
think that the funny thing is that in this day and age, we don't really have cable TV anymore. I mean, I think the last time I had cable TV was before I moved to Los Angeles, actually, because I mean, of course, we didn't have time. We were studying, and also like we just don't use Netflix and all the streaming services now.
Yeah.
But if I were to watch any sports, of course soccer, because this is
I think this was both in your culture and mine as well. Because in Europe, you know, unlike in the US, like soccer is really
it's
big,
huge.
and in Latin America as well. So yeah,
and also baseball. For there are a lot of actually people from Curacao that are playing in the leagues right now.
Yep.
There's one that actually plays in the Dodgers, LA Dodgers. He's Kenley Jansen. He's from Curacao, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah, we went to see one game.
Yeah, and she doesn't know anything about baseball. And the first game we went to, I tried to explain to her, and she came. She's like, "Wait, they only run to the white little things on the thing. I thought they ran on the whole field."
Oh, no.
And people turned around, and she was like, "Oh, okay, that's not that hard. I mean, you know, that's why they have big bellies." And I'm like, "Oh
Please
my God,
stop.
please stop!" People started looking at us like, "Oh, you better shut that girl up."
But how ironic, right? Because I was teaching you all the other sports, like taking you for tennis and stuff, and then Shandy needed to explain to me like all the rules. But once I got it, that's the thing. You need to get into it, because at the beginning, when you don't know what's happening, it's just boring, you know. To be honest,
You just call it for boring.
no. When you don't know
Baseball,
what's
it's cool.
happening, but that's what I was going to say.
That's the thing about
After I
baseball is
got into it,
you have to be there to understand it. Because if you sit there and try to tell somebody how baseball works, it's like that makes no sense. But once you sit there and watch it, it's like, oh, okay, this all makes sense now.
Yes, exactly. So I had, you know, somewhere in the middle of the game, I had the big revelation, and I started enjoying it actually once I got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm from Chicago originally, so I watch baseball all the time. That's my go-to.
Nice.
And I must say, you might be the first people outside of the US that called soccer. Usually there's that huge argument about football and you know. So
yeah.
Well, we went through that, but we lived, you know, over 5 years in the US.
Yeah, because we lived in the US, and whenever we would say football, and people would be like, "Wait, what? American?"
Confused.
Like, what? The one with the like, yeah. So we had this argument a lot with our friends. Why did you call it football? It should be egg ball or something like that, because it looks like an egg. Or but we changed it. Yeah.
I'm trying to get into soccer and watch it a little bit more, but because I don't have cable TV, it's just kind of like, and I really don't know who to root for, because it's like, it's like, okay, root for them. No, don't root for them, root for them. And I'm like, okay. So it's interesting. But no, it's been awesome to sit down and chat with y'all. I'm really happy we were able to make this work. But before we leave and kind of wrap this up, what's one thing that you miss about the US that you can't get in Poland where you're at now?
I would say 24-hour stores and places open 24 hours, like nonstop.
I think this is the US thing, because not so much Poland, but Europe in general.
Yeah,
you know, we have
things
like
closed.
Sunday, most things are closed, and late at night as well. That's true. I agree with you.
Yeah,
there were some great places in Los Angeles, especially, but like, you know, many bigger cities in the US, like you have restaurants and like to go out and eat at 2 a.m.
like
3 a.m. That's fine. They close at like 5 or 4, right?
Yeah.
That and taco trucks.
Taco trucks. Yes. I love taco trucks.
I think I would say I agree with you, but one thing that I will add, and this is really cool about LA, that you can meet so many amazing musicians and performers, and really go to a small corner bar or, you know, a little club, and you pay $10 and you listen to just amazing music. And this is, it's not like you cannot find great music here in Poland, you do as well, but it's just like, you know, much less places and less people. So you can, I guess it's a blessing and a curse when it comes to LA. Like it's very oversaturated, but on the other hand, every corner you find some great live music and you meet amazing people. So this is something great. Yeah.
My dad just left LA last night. He was there doing he was there for some medical reasons, and he was like, yeah, I understand now why everybody loves LA. And it's like, Dad, you're not there during fire season. You know, you were there during like the peak time of being in LA. That's maybe a short time period of what LA is actually.
So we experienced some fires, we experienced some earthquakes.
Oh yeah, that was not fun. Not fun. And you have no idea where to hold on. You're just like, all right, I guess I'm swaying for now.
How long have you guys been, or how long have you been back in Poland?
It's gonna be 2 years now.
Nearly 2 years. We moved right before the pandemic started.
Okay.
We had no idea what was about to happen, but this is where we moved.
Yeah.
So you guys missed out on the I guess they're all really bad, like the forest wildfires and stuff, but it seems like the last couple of years they've been really, really bad. So bad enough that they're making national news about it. And
unfortunately. It got the news. It traveled over here as well.
I think we left at the end of 2019, and by the beginning of 2000, I think it was 2018, 2019, because Eva used to go to school very close to what do you call that area? Like
Valencia,
Santa Clarita area,
north of LA,
close to the Magic Mountain in California. So that area, which we know suffered a lot, you would drive to school.
This was in 2018.
Yeah, you would drive to school and you would see just mountain of just darkness.
Mountain of fire.
And it's just,
I remember, I still have this in front of my eyes. This was scary.
It's really scary.
Yeah, for sure. So before we wrap this up, if anybody wants to check out your music or any upcoming live shows or anything you guys got going on, where's the best place for them to do that?
I think we are trying to keep our Facebook page and Instagram up to date.
A very important word.
But whenever we have a show, a new recording, a single coming out or video, we always post it on both on our Instagram profile and on Facebook. You can visit our website, shandyandeva.com, and there's a YouTube channel. So we are on all the streaming services. So wherever you type Shandy and Eva, it should be fairly easy to find us.
Awesome. I will say, anybody that's out there listening right now, go check out their YouTube page. They've got some amazing videos out. So make sure you go do that. And then as far as social media, the way you guys were talking a little bit ago, you don't like social media, or is it just hard to keep it updated?
It's just hard to keep it updated, especially in this day and age. There's constantly some new platform that you need to.
Pandemic, right?
Yeah, I mean, you need to keep up with. We know from several friends that most artists just pay someone to take care of certain parts of the social media. Why? Because in order to keep the fans engaged, you need to post almost every like a few hours a day.
It seems like it's a separate job, really. Yeah. And of course it is, like people do it. That's what people do.
It is. You need to know when to post, right? Like how to do it, what to put on. Like it's just so, and we are not really well versed in that.
I think we both agree we're not very good.
Yeah, we're not really good at that.
But we're trying.
We're trying.
But definitely whenever there is a release or a show, you will know if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have a preferred social media platform that just for whatever reason you seem to enjoy posting on?
I think Instagram has been my favorite personally.
Yeah, I think Instagram has been the easiest easiest being, more engaging,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and very quick, with your smartphone, and everybody is really scrolling on their smartphones, not on the laptops anymore,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And I think that Instagram has been the most friendly for me, at least. You just do a picture, a little video, or paste a link. It's very easy.
It's easier. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us. It's blast sitting here. It's been a blast sitting here chatting with you, and I'm really excited that we got this opportunity. Like we'd mentioned before, it's been 4 months in the making, something like that. But I'm glad we were able to get it rescheduled and get you on here. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you all later.